Getting ready for meals. Hello, wonderful people.
We're here at Gardner Village by the Happy Camper Deli.
And we're doing something unusual.
We're going to a class. We're going to learn how to make sourdough bread from the owner of the Happy Camper Deli. His name is Mark. He's here for 4 years. Did you know that sourdough bread not only tastes amazing, but can actually make you healthier?
Hey, how's it going? We mix all our dough in. It's basically just a KitchenAid, but supersized. This was bought from a battleship. Just pulled off a battleship in an Army Navy surplus. The most I really make is 20 loaves of bread at a time. But our bread's not small. It's a big size loaf.
There.
Those are our Valentine's loaves. Gotta just portion this one out. Take this one and just portion it out for the class. Yep.
Gave you the idea to start a restaurant here?
Well, we started as a food truck. I've always wanted to do a restaurant because I like food and I like to cook. So we started as a food truck in 2017. Happy Camper Deli. It was just a old horse trailer that we retrofitted into a sandwich shop. And sandwiches are the best because you can put anything on a sandwich. And so we started with that. And then we upgraded to a bigger camper, and then I came here and served sandwiches on weekends. And they asked me one day if I wanted to move in, and so I said, sure, why not?
That'll be a little
and then we initially hired a baker, but eventually we figured out that we could do our own baking, and so the baker left, and we just started doing our own baking. And I have a science background, so I can learn quickly. So just started learning and experimenting, and the thing with bread is if you screw up, you just make another batch, and you just keep learning. And it's a fun process. Turned out I really enjoyed making bread, and we went from there. Working on this table. Yeah, it's actually just terrible. You'll see in the class. It shouldn't fall apart like that. But that's what the class is about, is how to get it from this kind of funky dough that doesn't stick together. Sourdough, there's a difference between yeast doughs and leaven doughs. The leaven doughs don't need kneading. They just need shaping and pulling and stretching. So even if we just do this small amount of dough, we can pull it and we stretch it. And so just off of a little bit of stretching like that, you can already tell that dough is a lot different. This is why I prep it for the class, so that everybody can see how sticky things get. So everybody can see, you go from this to what we'll end up using for the dough at the end is not going to be sticky at all. You won't even really need flour or water on your hands if you do it right. I made this white bread 2 hours ago. So it takes me 2 hours, 3 hours maybe to make that bread. But this will take me 3 days to make. Sourdough takes you 3 days. So you have to have patience to do it. You always want to make, if you want to make stuff the day of, sourdough is probably not the best bread to do that with. You can do it, and in the class I provide tips on how to do that if you want to do it the same day. But to get the real flavor, you want it to ferment.
So this is a sourdough baguette, and then we have some pumpkin spice bread, and it's sourdough too. And milk stout sourdough. That's interesting, couple. I'm going to try the milk stout.
Seriously, these ones.
Isn't that cool?
Look how fluffy it is.
We have butter, whipped butter, roasted garlic spread. Now, since this is a milk stout, it's not white. It's a little different than the bread. I'm going to try the baguette, which is a whiter one.
I want with garlic. I love roasted garlic. I mean, wow. If I could, I'd just leave only on roasted garlic, period. I don't care if people don't, like, can smell me.
Oh, I was going to say, it's the garlic.
I'm passing some now, but don't open it up.
Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the... I saw these go in here, hun, and they were a little smaller.
So I assume most of you used made yeast breads before, where you put the yeast in, you let it rise, and you do the kneading and all that stuff. Sourdough is completely different. Everything you know about yeast bread, just forget about it, because sourdough is different. It does not need kneading. It does not need that hour to rise. What it needs is patience. These are them, yep. And I got some flour. Does anybody need flour? Yeah, so you just want like a little dusting of flour. You don't need too much. He's not going to be too sticky. He's going to be sticky, but not too sticky. And then really you just want to dump him out. It kind of needs some urging to come out there, but dump him right out onto the table. And I can walk around for everybody that needs to see this. But yeah,
It needs a little bit of help.
And so it doesn't really need much at this point. It just needs to be shaped into what we want it to be. But yeah, so this one was made with just water. There's only 4 ingredients in this: water, salt, flour, and Carl, which for lack of a better
salt,
name.
flour.
It's technically called leaven, but I call him Carl because, you know, he's my third son.
Not that much. We're done, I think. See? And then we can just let it.
I think it's flour paste.
We can see white on white. And this is mine. It's a dough. Okay.
And then, give
So
it a
just
slice.
how far? Okay.
There we go. That's perfect. Looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up.
You get a little bit more of a bowl shape. There we go. And slice. Yeah, you must be a surgeon.
Woo, you have a better slice than mine. Beautiful slice.
See what happens when they come out, right?
Yep.
What's the next?
Thank you. Ooh, thank you.
Just because my...
Onion.
And that's going to be the stew.
I'll grab it.
Thank
I
you.
don't want you to...
Yeah.
Look on that. Okay.
French onion and the beef.
It's a bowl of bread. Actually, I like size of bowl of bread. It's not big because, yeah, it's very good. Look on this. It's just beef, and Amy and I will probably go share.
Right.
Well, without problem, we'll go to share. So we can try both of that. Okay, I'm going to taste first. Oh yeah, taste what is inside. I think it's sage. Yeah, it's a sage inside. Just like, yeah. This is bread perfect to do like this.
Okay, so I have cheese on this onion, on top of this onion. It's beautiful. So I'm going in there. Wow. Look at all the onion in it. Look at that. The best onion soup I've ever had. I've never thought.
The ball very good. But is it a cheesy string? It's nice.
So there's just this delicious tasting broth that, I mean the onion, but and the onions have been caramelized in it, so but they're not overcooked, so they have a little bit of crunch in them. Look at that. And then the cheese. I mean, it's just, there's spoonfuls of onions in here. I never knew onion soup could be like this.
So right here, we got it's several choices there. Yes. So this one is Margherita pizza. Well, Amy finishing her soup, and I'll have a bite of this. Is it done on sourdough? Look how thin crust is.
Yeah, it's a sourdough crust. Got a sourdough.
Wow.
Wow.
It's good. Wow. It is. No, seriously. Wow, you should just... I'm surprised. You should just come for this one.
Thank you.
Thank you. They're going to bake our bread. And this is cool. To start with just some dough and then...
All right, so now the moment of truth. You got to see how well you scored your bread.
Okay, close your eyes.
All right, Vlad. Number one.
Yay!
Looks beautiful.
It's good. It's great. It's yummy.
My bread. So guys, if you like it, like and subscribe.
You know, one thing I just thought that sourdough bread was just like making regular bread, except you used sourdough as the leaven instead. And I find out that it is a lot different. And a lot more is going on in sourdough bread than in yeast.
That's just for fun. I know that.
This class was more than just a baking lesson. Not only did we learn how to make the bread, but we got to taste so many delicious things that could be made with sourdough. And it was quite the eye-opening experience into the world of real, healthy, and naturally fermented bread that we can make at home. For just $45, we not only got hands-on training in making our own sourdough, but we also brought home a freshly baked loaf, an extra batch of dough to bake later, and our very own sourdough starter to continue the journey at home. We got to name our sourdough starters, and I want to introduce you to them right here. Le Carl is sleeping. We have Le Carl here and he's sleeping. I want to bake some bread again very soon, so I fed and activated Happy Frank. And look, just about ready for me to make a whole another loaf or two out of it. Then I wanted to start my own here, but I think I cheated because I scraped some of the dough off of the sides of the plastic container that our extra batch of dough was in. And this looks pretty alive, way more alive than I thought a new one might look. But I still have to feed and care for it for about a week before I can make any bread. And I'm calling this one Steinski. I've been so excited about this because it's been kind of a leap or kind of a roadblock to start this sourdough, and being there and getting hands-on was so exciting. And being able to bake it at home without all the other processes made it even easier, and it was so fun to just open up the oven and there's that beautiful loaf of bread. The steam just whoosh, and there was the bread. It was so fun.